Hello everyone. Welcome to the Banking and Financial Services class. I'm Inpa Bediyappa, Associate Professor, Department of Management Sciences, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. Previously, we have already started Unit 5. In that, we discussed credit rating, its meaning, and what are the advantages, and the process of how do you rate what is the actual process of credit rating, like how do you place a request. Based on the request, a committee is designed, and after a committee is designed, they do the evaluation and plant visit, and after the plant visit, they give the report to the rating committee, and they disclose it to the company. And once they disclose it to the company, then they are going to publicize it to the public. Okay, then they monitor it. This is what we have learned, and also we learned the camel rating system. Okay, in today's class, we'll be discussing the methodology and limitations. So let's see what is the methodology of evaluating, or how the rating methodology is done. Okay, it is used by major Indian credit rating agencies. The same method is used by the major credit rating agencies, which is similar. Okay, they do. There might be slight changes, but normally they use the same method. And this rating methodology is the analysis of the factors affecting the creditworthiness of an issuer company. Okay, for example, it might be the business, finance, or industrial characteristics, or operational efficiency, the management quality, the competitive position of the issuer, and commitment of new projects. All these are analyzed so that it is very much helpful for them to give them the rating. Okay, what is this detailed analysis? It is a detailed analysis of past financial statements which is made access to the performance and to estimate the future earnings. It's not only past, present, it's also an anticipation of future earnings. It is, they have a normal, comfortable level of the issuer to service obligations to that determine the rating. Okay, which determine the rating. You give the good information and complete information. Obviously, if you are good enough, the rating will also be good. While assessing the instrument, the following main factors, that is, the different main factors are considered. Which are the main factors? Let's discuss one by one. There are 6 main factors like business risk analysis, financial analysis, management evaluation, geographical analysis, regulatory and competitive environment, and fundamental analysis. So, let's begin with the first one, which is business analysis. So, you can call this as business analysis, or you can even call business risk analysis. Okay, business risk analysis. So, what is this business risk analysis? It aims at analyzing the industrial risk, market position of the company, operating efficiency, and legal position of the company. So, individually we have to discuss. There are 4 parameters in this which we have to discuss. For the first one is industry. I'll write in short forms, industry analysis. Another one is market position. The second one is market position. And the third one is operating efficiency. And the last one is position of the company. So, while identifying all these factors, you have to do a detailed study of all these factors. So, first to begin with the industry risk. So, industry risk, the rating agency evaluate the industry risk by taking into consideration factors such as strength of the industry and nature and basis of competition. What are the whether the competitors are there, or whether it is a perfect competition or oligopoly, what kind of competition is there. Then demand and supply position, structure of the industry, pattern of the business cycle. All these factors are analyzed under industry risk analysis. Industries, they compete with each other on the basis of price, product quality. Even though the product might be similar, the quality will differentiate, the price will differentiate, the distribution capabilities, like to reach the customers, that will differ. On all these bases, the competition will differ. So, if you have to have a stable growth in demand and flexibility in the timings of the capital outlay are in a stronger position, then they'll enjoy a good rating. Okay, let's move on to the second one, that is market position of the company. Here, rating agencies normally evaluate the market standing of the company. Okay, what do you mean by this market standing? Like, if you have to consider this market standing, what are all the different parameters you need to consider? The first parameter is percentage of market share. That is the first parameter. Then you have competitive advantage. That is another parameter. Diversification of product, like in order to sustain in the market, what are the different ventures you're plugged in. Okay. Then marketing infrastructure, how well you're doing the marketing. Then you have selling and distribution channel. Okay. Then you have customer base. Okay, what is the width of your customer base, that is important. Then research and development projects which is undertaken to identify obsolete products. Okay, that is important. And quality improvement programs are important. All these are checked in order to measure the market position, at which level they stand, what is their market position, that you have to understand. The third factor which you will be considering is, that is operating efficiency. Okay, what do you mean by the operating efficiency? Operating efficiency means the favorable locational advantage, okay, management and labor relationships, the relationship between the employer and the employee, and cost structure, availability of raw materials, labor, compliance of pollution control programs, level of capital employed and technological advantage. These are all various factors which affect the operating efficiency. Operating efficiency is where what is the optimum capacity you are utilizing and how efficiently you are utilizing the basic needs for manufacturing concern. So, every issuing company will get a good rating if all these factors are good. Okay, the last one is the position. Okay, that is the the legal position of the company. So, legal position of the company, how is the legal position of the debt instrument which is being assessed? Like, normally credit rating is done on the debt instruments. So, what is the position, how it is assessed on the, what is the legal position of the instrument which is assessed? The letter of offer containing the terms and conditions, the trustees and their responsibilities, the mode of payment, how it need to be done, and the principle of time. Okay, in terms of time, like how many years is the bond or any other debt instrument, provision for protection against fraud. All these factors are measured on the basis of legality. Like, do they have provision for all of these, or don't they have any kind of provision or safety is there for the investor? All these are checked in the legal position. Along with these four, you can also, the influence or the factor which we are looking at, the size of the business also influences, like size of the business of a company, which is a relevant factor in the rating decision. Smaller companies are normally prone to more risk, okay, due to the business cycle changes and compared to the larger companies, whereas smaller companies' operations are limited in terms of product, geographical area, number of customers, whereas larger companies, they have a wide range of products, customers spread over a large geographical area. So, these are the different factors which influences your business risk analysis. The business risk analysis is influenced by the industry risk, the management and operating efficiency, then the legal position, and also the size of the business, whether it is large or small, that also influences. Let's move on to the second factor in the methodology when you rate, you consider, that is financial analysis. Financial analysis. Okay. Financial analysis normally aims at determining the financial strength of the issuer company through ratio analysis, cash flow statement or cash flow analysis, and the study of existing capital structure, all the finances. Okay, both past and current performance is evaluated in order to comment about the future performance. Like normally when we draw a trend, what do we study? We study about the past and the current, and we try to plot it to the future. The same thing happens here. By studying the financial analysis of past and current performance of the company, you are going to comment on the future performance of the company. This includes 4 important factors in this. The first important factor is account quality. Okay, account quality. Okay, I'll tell you what are these. Account quality. The second one is earnings potential or profitability. Earnings or profitability. The third factor is cash flow analysis. You prepare cash flow statement for this, your cash flow analysis. And the fourth factor is financial flexibility. How well you can shift in making your decision related to finance. That is financial flexibility. So starting with the accounting quality. Whenever a credit rating agency relies on the audited financial statements, normally they rely on the audited financial statement. The analysis of statement is being done with the help of the study of accounting quality. Okay, what is the quality of it? For the purpose of this, the qualification of the auditors, overstatement or understatement of profits, methods adopted in recognizing the income, valuation of stock and charging depreciation on the fixed assets are studied. These are the different factors of accounts which are studied in order to know the accounting quality. Okay. Next, second one is earnings or profitability. Profits indicate the company's ability to meet the fixed interest obligation. Okay, because whatever interest is fixed, that need to be paid in time. Okay, so a business with stable earnings can withstand any adverse condition or also generate capital resources internally. Okay, but profitability ratios like your operating profit ratio, net profit ratio to sales are calculated and compared with 5 years figures. Like past 5 years figures, it is compared, and once you compare whether it is in the growth or whether it is in decline or whether it is in the same position, that we get to know. So as the rating is a forward looking exercise, more emphasis is laid on the future rather than the past capacity. Past potential is looked less and future is concentrated more. Okay, so that is about the earnings. And next is cash flow analysis. Cash flow analysis is normally undertaken in relation to the debt and fixed working capital requirements of the company. It indicates usage of cash with different purposes and the extent of cash available for meeting fixed interest obligations. Okay, so cash flow analysis will tell you the cash inflow and outflow of the organization, and it facilitates the credit rating of a company to get better, indicating that the issuer's debt service capability compared to reported earnings. It's good. Okay. So next is financial flexibility. So existing capital structure of the company is studied in order to understand the debt equity ratio. Okay. There is also other alternative means of raising fund, ability to raise the fund, assets deployment potential, all these are checked. But further debt claim on the issuer as well as the issuer's ability to raise capital is determined to find the issuer's financial flexibility. Okay, in order to find out the issuer's financial flexibility, the debt equity ratio is considered more important, so that whether in the future they can raise, they have to raise equity or they can even manage with raising debt in order to check that. So here we are checking the accounting quality, earnings or profitability, then cash flow analysis and financial flexibility. All these 4 are checked in financial analysis. Okay. Next is management evaluation. Management evaluation. Okay, what do you mean by management evaluation? Any company's performance is significantly affected by the management. How good is the management? What are the management goals, plans, strategies, capacity to overcome unfavorable conditions, staff's own experience and skills, planning, the control system? All these are the different factors which influences the management evaluation. So, rating of debt instruments requires evaluation of management, which is normally nothing but the evaluating the strengths and weaknesses of the management. How good is the management, how it can take the decisions, timely decisions, and how weak is the management in order to run the organization. All these are checked by management evaluation. Okay. Next, or the fourth factor is geographical analysis. Okay, geographical analysis. So, what do you mean by this geographical analysis? Geographical analysis is undertaken in order to determine locational advantage enjoyed by the issuer company. So, we normally say, for example, if a store is situated in the main road, obviously you tend to get more customers rather than a cross street. Right, the same applies here. So, locational advantage have to be checked in order to see whether the company will run in profit in the future, what kind of demand it will have. To understand that, geographical analysis is important. Okay, so an issuer company having its business spread over a large geographical area enjoys the benefit of diversification and hence get a better credit rating. Okay, and a company located in the backward areas may not enjoy subsidies. Okay, they may enjoy subsidies, but they don't enjoy the benefits of low cost of operation. Like if it is in the backward classes from the government, they have a lot of schemes which can be used for the benefit of the people. Okay, but they don't enjoy much benefits related to the lower cost of operation. For example, if a company is situated in Mysore, Bangalore and all, even though there are strikes running out in Bangalore and there is Bandh in Bangalore, the sales in Mysore will be earning profit for the organization. But if it's only situated in Bangalore, that day you don't have any sales, right? So, and there is no, there is one way you can produce, one place you can produce and distribute all over. So, obviously you can achieve your economics of scale and you can concentrate on your low cost of production. But if you don't have businesses in various places, that cannot be possible. Okay. So, let's move on to the next factor, that is regulatory and competitive environment. Regulatory and competitive environment. Okay, so the credit rating agencies evaluate the structure and regulatory framework of the financial system in which it works. So, how is the rules and regulations pertaining to that particular company? Okay, what is the structure they follow? What kind of structure do they follow? And what kind of rules and regulations are implemented in that particular company? Okay, while assigning the rating symbols, they normally evaluate the impact of regulations and deregulations on the issuer company. So, in case government does any regulation or deregulations, what is the impact of those regulations on the company, that is being measured in regulating and competitive environment. Okay, so these are the different factors, and the last factor, there were 6 factors which I said, no? The last factor is fundamental analysis. fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis. So the meaning of fundamental analysis is that is the basic analysis, but it includes certain factors which need to be managed. In fundamental analysis also we study the various factors, like you do the liquidity management analysis, asset quality management analysis, then you do the profitability and financial position analysis, then you do the interest and tax sensitivity analysis. Overall, all of these. Let's discuss individually what does it include. Fundamental analysis includes first liquidity management, then you have the asset quality, then you have your profitability and financial position. Profitability and financial position. Okay, then you have interest and tax sensitivity. Interest and tax sensitivity. Okay, so these are the different factors which are analyzed under fundamental analysis. To discuss with these individually, the first one is liquidity management. Okay, liquidity management involves the study of capital structure, availability of liquid assets corresponding to the financial commitments. Like whenever you have immediate financial commitment, do you have a backup? Okay, do you have sufficient liquid funds in order to face the disaster or face the problem? Okay, then what are the maturing deposits? Okay, and matching of assets and liabilities. All these we study in liquidity management. Okay, then maturing deposits means for the near coming commitments. If you have the maturing deposits, that would be like a surplus fund which you are getting for the use of or development. Okay, next is asset quality. Asset quality covers factors like quality of the company's credit risk management, exposure to individual borrowers and management of problems. Okay, exposure to individual borrowers in the sense how if individual borrowers, if they are exposed to the risk, how they can face it, that we are going to check. And management of problems of credit problems, if you don't have sufficient funds, if that is the case, then asset quality. Okay, the next is profitability and financial position. These covers factors or aspects like past profit, okay, previous data. Funds deployment. Funds deployment means how are the funds spent, how are they distributed to various needs, that's deployment. How would you allocate the funds based on the priority, that is funds deployment. And revenues on non-fund based activities, like how revenue is generated for the non-fund based activities, that will be checked. And addition to reserve, what percentage of profit is transferred to the reserve. Okay, and do you have sufficient and additional reserves, that has been checked. Okay, that is about the profitability and financial position. And then you have interest and tax sensitivity. Okay, it reflects sensitivity of the company following the changes in the interest rates and change in the tax laws. See, interest rates and tax laws, it's not under your control, so you cannot control it. It has the government which decides. The decision of the government should not influence the company's profitability or company's smooth workflow. If it influences, then they don't have that sensitivity. So if it is majorly influences, then it is quite sensitive. The interest and tax structure are quite sensitive of the company. Whereas if it is not affecting your company, the decisions which is taken by the government, the changes in the interest rates and tax, if it does not affect your company, it is not much sensitive. Means the interest and tax structure is not much sensitive. Okay. Fundamental analysis, normally it is undertaken for rating the debt instruments of the financial institutions, banks and non-banking financial companies. So these companies are very much into finance. So all these analysis are somewhere or the other related to financial position. Okay. So coming to the fundamental analysis, we have discussed 4 factors in it. That is the liquidity management, asset quality, and next is profitability and financial position, and then the interest and tax sensitivity. Okay, so these are the 6 factors which have to be analyzed, understood in order to understand the methodology, rating methodology of any credit rating agencies. Okay, so let's glance it up once. We discuss about the business risk analysis, financial analysis, management evaluation, geographical analysis, regulatory and competitive environment, and fundamental analysis. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, which is limitations of credit rating. Limitations of credit rating. So I'll write in the short form credit rating. So limitations of credit rating is nothing but the disadvantages of credit rating or cons of credit rating, like the pros and cons, what we call advantages and disadvantages, the cons of credit rating. The first limitation is it is the rating biased. Sometimes it is biased. Okay, biased, sorry. Okay, sometimes the credit rating is very much biased and misrepresentations are also there. Like in the absence of the quality rating or credit rating is a curse to the capital market industry. Carrying out the detailed analysis of company should have no links with the company or any other person who is interested in the company, so that the reports are impartial and judicial recommendations of the rating committee. So if you know, like how do you get in with these influencers? Okay, if you need a job, you bring in some influence. If you need a seat, you bring in some influences. But in terms of credit rating, if there is no one related to that particular company, or if there is no person who is interested in that company, then the rating which is given, which will be impartial, judicial, it will be authentic, right rating will be given. If a person is very much interested in that particular company, then there will be biased rating, favoritism, biased rating, and misrepresentations will be there. The company having lower grade of rating do not advertise or do not use that rating anywhere to raise funds from the public. In such cases, the investors will not get any information about the riskiness of the instrument or any loss. Okay, it's always like rather than giving negative image, it's better to keep quiet. Okay, so if you don't disclose the negative rating or the lower rating, it's better people will make their own decisions, like whether to invest or not. So they'll not get to know the right information. So it is like being misrepresented. Okay, the second limitation, it's a static study. Static study. Okay. It's a static study. So rating is done on the present and past historical data of the company, and that is only a static means constant. Okay, constant study. Predictions of the company is held through the rating. For the future, it is momentary. You just do it, you're not sure of. and anything can happen after the assignment of the rating or symbols. They immediately may go to loss. Anything might happen after giving the rating. So it is only a static study. You study only the past and current. It is very difficult to predict the future. And future results rely on the rating, and therefore it defeats a very purpose of the risk indicativeness. They do not indicate the risk of the future. Many changes will take place in the economic environment, political situation, the government policies and framework, which directly affect the working of the company. So anything might happen after the rating is given. So we call it as a static study. And next limitation is concealment of material information. Concealment of material info. Okay, I am writing it in the short form. Concealment of materialistic information means the rating company will get the information from that is from the investigating team of the credit rating of the company. Okay, in such cases the quality of the rating suffers and renders the rating unreliable. Like it will not be that reliable. What happens? They conceal the material information. They do not give they might hide the important information from the investigating team. Sometimes the investigating team would be much efficient so that they get in the hidden information also, but sometimes they may not. Okay, that will hinder the rating. Next limitation is there is no guarantee for the financial for the soundness of the company. Okay, they may deny. So no guarantee. There is no guarantee for the soundness of the company. So rating is done on a particular instrument of the asset. Okay, for example, there is one debt instrument which has to be rated. So only that debt instrument will be rated, and it should not contain any kind of certificate for the matching quality of the company or its management. Independent views should not be formed by the user, that is the public in general, of the rating symbol. They should not generalize to other things also. If you are rating a particular instrument, only that instrument will be measured, and there is no guarantee for the management or company, anything else. Only for that instrument the rating will be given. The next is human bias. Human bias. Human bias is finding of the investigation team. At times, sometimes they suffer this human bias in order to avoid personal weaknesses, like unavoidable personal weaknesses of the staff, and might affect the rating. Sometimes in order to say that yes, our staff is very much efficient, for unavoidable personal reasons, it might be the rapport between the agency and the company. Due to this, if you want to protect the staff and the team, the decision will be sometimes biased. Okay. The next is reflection of temporary adverse conditions. Okay, I'll just write reflection. Okay, reflection. So sometimes what happens, temporary conditions like whatever you say, sometimes misleading conclusions are derived. For example, if a company is in a temporary bad position, okay, then during that time, if the credit rating is done, obviously the company will get low grade, right? So that is only temporary, and this affects the company's goodwill and interest. Okay, but the situation is temporary, but during that time, if the credit rating is done, they normally give the low grade. Okay, next limitation is downgrade. Okay, downgrade, I don't have space, so I'll not write, I'll write here. Okay, downgrade. Okay, downgrade. So if it has been rated and if they don't maintain the working results and performance for the future, then the agencies would review the grade again and give them a downgrade of rating which will result into impairing the image of the company, right? So if you are constantly getting first class and one fine day you get second class, it will hearten your what do you say, your confidence level is broken down, right? If a company image is good and due to any particular situation they monitor and review and give you a low grade, obviously you will be heartbroken, okay? And your goodwill is decreased, lost, reduced, so that is downgrade, okay? If you are constantly at a downgrade and get a higher grade, that is good. But if you are constantly at a higher grade and getting a low grade, is like not that good for the organization image, okay? And the last limitation is difference in rating between two agencies, okay? If the rating is done by two different agencies, it is very much common to know that will never be the same, okay? So it is very difficult to get the same rating from two different agencies, and the issuer company, it is not identical, okay? The issuer company will not get the rate which is identical, and these differences are due to the value judgment differences. Like there will be the team, right, which evaluates all the records. Due to their view, due to their values, due to their knowledge, these differences occur. It might be the qualitative aspects of the analysis or it might be the quantitative, but they definitely have different grades. That is also a kind of limitation pertaining to the credit risk or credit rating, okay? So let's sum it up. In today's class, we have discussed two factors, that is we have discussed the methodology and we have also discussed the limitations. When we discussed the methodology, we discussed about the 6 steps which we analyze, that is business risk analysis, financial analysis, management evaluation, geographical analysis, regulatory and competitive environment, and fundamental analysis. And while discussing the limitations, we discussed a lots of biases, and it's a static study, and it's a kind of where material information, concealment of material information, there is no guarantee. Human bias is also there. Reflection is there of the bad environment, or reflection of negative situation is there, or negative condition is also there. So these are the methodology and limitations of credit rating. Hope so you have understood this. So in the next class, we will be discussing about the rating agencies who give the credit rating. Okay. Thank you for attending this class.